day ni, mae'r deg. Mae gyd yn mynd i teulu a plant.
Sefed y bardd yn hedd y podiwm piw. Llongyfarchiadau mawr.
What do you want to be when you're older? Hey!
It's always a good feeling. Anything I Welsh, it's, yeah, nah, fantastic.
Well, it's been a day of keen competition and the weather's been very kind, but this afternoon we'll be turning it up a notch. Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground in Llanelwedd. And we'll be looking forward to one of the highlights of the agricultural world, the team of 5 in the cattle ring, and who will claim the Dau Llanelwedd Memorial Award. We've got plenty to keep you entertained. Coming up, we'll see the dairy cattle, the big hitters, the Holsteins. The Ryland breed will be entering the sheep ring. And of course, we will be returning to the sheep shearing shed. That's just a taste of what's coming up later this afternoon. And just for your information, we will be live streaming from the shearing shed this afternoon. So for all the details, all you need is the website, s4c.cymru/Sioe. And we, of course, will be broadcasting live here on S4C until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Well, everybody's busy apart from Aaron, who's got his ice cream. And I don't think that ice cream is going to last very long. In fairness, he has been quite busy this morning. And I don't know what he's got in store for this afternoon. But he needs that ice cream because it is quite hot here at the showground. And he'll be heading for the horticulture village later on. So where are we heading next? There's plenty going on. There's something for everyone. And we are now returning to the main ring. And we're going to join Rachel.
Thanks, Gareth. So we're back now with the section C's. And we've got a royal visit. So this is Sophie. I've lost track of all the titles. Ah, there we are, so Duchess of Edinburgh.
Yeah, Duchess
I lose track of all the titles. And coming out into the main ring to meet the judges and stewards of the C's, and she's accompanied by Delith Simon, senior steward of the Welsh breeds, and obviously Chris Davis in the background there, the horse director. Her own daughters are interested in the driving, and they do compete competitively, and obviously following in their grandfather, the Duke of Edinburgh's footsteps with the driving, and I do know that they often compete at Windsor Horse Show. So they're coming in to meet the section C's. So Royal Welsh always seems to get a royal visitor every year. So last year was Princess Anne, and I was lucky enough that she came in when my class was being judged. So that was an amazing thing to do. So, and obviously the competitors, not only the judges and stewards, get to meet her as well. So receiving his prize there for the 2-year-old. Sorry, this is the 3-year-old colt class. Section C's, and this is Joe Mason's. This is actually class 50. Yeah, it is class 54.
yn cadw'r ceffyl hyn ar ôl aros dyma bach I gwrdd ar fenyw special.
So the main ring will have been held for a little while there to accommodate the royal visitor. But I'm sure the competitors won't mind. So 629 there, the winner of the 3-year-old colt class. And that is Nelson Fuller with Mansfield Legacy. And this one bred by Nelson himself. And by Corsten Royal Edition out of Mansfield Lady May. So that's the first time we've actually seen the 3-year-old colts in the seas. So I think that's a picture he will be certainly buying and putting on his living room wall.
Pobl yn mynd I gofio ar diwedd dydd ac yn sicr fel eithaf mlaen i'r bencampwriaeth y cyffyle ifanc yn hwyrach yn y diwrnod.
A'r triciau maen nhw'n defnyddio I ddal sylw yr ebol.
Ie, porfa yn y llaw, mae hwnna'n peth syml I wneud wrth gwrs, ond mae rhaid I gadw llygad yn oli.
So this pony's made the long journey from Kent. As we know, the Welsh breeds absolutely coming from all over the UK and abroad to contest these classes. So I think we've got sponsors coming out now to give out the prize cards. So very happy Nelson Fuller there, Mansfield Legacy. Again to breed with a win with a homebred pony, even more exciting. We can just see the 5th pony there, 635. The roan pony, James Woolley, Dicot Creed. I'm afraid I haven't got all of the numbers. This is one that we haven't had yet, but we will see these ponies back in the Young Stock Championships. Here we go, so now we are gonna, let's have hopefully a really nice display of a C. Again, another C, absolutely full of character and really enjoying himself, but now he's decided he's met a royal visitor and I really can't be asked. There we are, that's better. Well, you just thought, I really can't be asked, and I think this is definitely going to be one in English for you.
Red Rosette, all the way from Kent. You've made this long journey and you've made it a successful one again, but this horse is no stranger to winning.
No, this time last year he was Young Stock champion and won a gold medal, so I'd like to think we could try to do that again, you know.
Now, was it with your dad leading, or were you leading? Because I remember last year you were both in the rings at the same time, and I think you both had a very successful day, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I was in the cob ring. I had a cob filly over this ring as well. I was Young Stock champion with.
And Dad was with this one?
No, my dad was with China Doll, which is another filly.
Gosh.
And then Jordan Sainsbury was with this one and won the gold medal.
You had a very, very successful day. But this one bred by your grandfather?
It is, yeah.
Real family affair. Many, many congratulations. I know how much it means to you all, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Wel, breuddwyd pawb sy'n cystadlu ac yn dangos yn y prif gylch yw cael tasgu o flaen yr eisteddle, a dyna'n union yw hanes Glyn Coch Georgie Boy yn eiddo I Jody Sillett ac yn llawn deilwng o'r wobr gynta. Llon gyfarchiadau mowr iawn i'r ebor tail brwyddod.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We're back to the cattle ring and junior elite bull junior class. And we're going to hit a sort of a bit of a milestone, aren't we, Will, in terms of we've talked a lot about facts and figures and I've questioned yourself on the dairy. Is it relevant? But in this particular section, and it is relevant.
It certainly is. So not only will the judge be judging what he sees in front of him, and we've talked about that as you said, Gerald, at length this morning, but they will also be taking into account his EBVs, which stands for Estimated Breeding Values. So things like the growth rates and the size of the eye muscle, which they can scan for. All of these bits of information will make up a scoring to tell us which will be the champion of this one. So it's half on the data, it's half on the phenotype or the animal that's in front of them.
Yes, it doesn't detract from the fact that it is still visual assessment, and obviously I would think in any judge that if he didn't like really what he was looking at, perhaps then, well, you'd have to go for something that he would have liked. How would he outweigh the situation in terms of the facts and figures against the visual assessment, isn't it? And at the end of the day, it is the judge's decision to say prioritise which he thinks is the best. Then,
well, you say that, but both elements have equal weighting.
So both elements have equal weight.
Yeah. So and I'm guessing a little bit here now, Gerald, but I would have thought he will score them on their type, and the EBVs will make up the other half, and that is how you will get your winner. That's my understanding.
So yeah, okay.
The combined scores.
Yeah, actually then when these bulls are parading round or being stood there in front of the judge, well, obviously we have three different breeds in shot here, don't we? Then he's got to sort of evaluate the breed on the animal on the breed type and whatever essentially first, and then he's got to think, well, that Aberdeen that is in shot here is an exceptional individual within his own breed, and then he thinks, well, I really like that animal, and then he goes, like you say, and look at the facts and figures, and maybe this bull is way down on things, so he has to how can I say, still decide on which he thinks probably is the best. And I know which I'd go for a visual assessment myself.
A stockman's eye there, Gerald.
There you go.
Eye. But Andrew Hodge, he's down from Scotland, from Berkshire, and runs a herd of 160 cattle, mostly, interestingly, Aberdeen Angus's, but his daughter has recently begun showing Herefords as well, so he'll have an eye for at least two of the breeds that we've got in the ring at the moment.
Braf gweld tarw gan y bryd yma, bryd dydd of 9 yn y gystadleuaeth yma.
Yeah, and
the only thing is he's only got 3 animals in the class, so he hasn't got too many facts and figures to study, has he?
Well, no, but I think the interesting thing here goes back to what we were saying earlier this morning, really, isn't it? In terms of the Continentals winning the classes, this evens it up a little bit, doesn't it?
Mae'r Angus na gan y power hefyd.
Oes. Rhwng y ddau yna, dwi'n meddwl mae hi. Dwi'n hoff iawn o'r Henffordd, ond mae yna rhywbeth am...
Well, he's probably then gone through the facts and figures, and obviously now in locomotion of the animal, as is any other show, and he must decide now then which one... Obviously, and as I alluded to, facts and figures or visual assessment. We'll have to come back later on and hopefully see what our judges decided.
Well, I said we were heading for the sheep shearing shed. That's where we're going now. And I think, is this the young farmers or is it the junior? No, it's the quarterfinals of the juniors.
Quarterfinals of the junior. So these are young. We featured a lot of this morning then, and seen a lot of these young men trying to qualify in the start, so they want to go a step further now and get into the semi-final, and then obviously the final is the ultimate game. So they've, let's say, had a little bit of practice, haven't they, by shearing in the heat section. So they're now in the real world now again of trying to manufacture a way through to the semi-final and hopefully the final. And maybe then at the, as we've alluded to before, then that up on that stage there for these young men can be a little bit on the, say, nerve-wracking side, and I'm quite confident now that most of them will have got through that and in the heats and got through to this section, so just concentrating and doing as good a job as they possibly can. We talked yesterday about different styles, and as the blade shearing method was, say, trying to follow the Godfrey Bowen stamp of or style of shearing. Well, all these young men here are obviously all shearing to the Godfrey Bowen style, and I'm hazard the guess to say that you will not try and improve that in any form or fashion. It is quite basic in terms of belly. If you're a right-hander, then it's left back leg, and then up the neck as we see there, and around the front shoulder, turning every animal towards the machine, because they are shearing on what they call a solid dropper, and you will look quite ordinary if you had that thing wrapped around your neck or around the middle of your back. So they have to shear to the machine, and also what they call the porthole is where the lamb will be put down after it's finished, and it's all process of finishing in the position where this young man is as close to the porthole as possible, so when that lamb regains his feet, it's up and down the porthole, and the lamb is shown and finished. Every competition then, every lamb has gone down the back there. There's an individual pen out the back which will hold the competitors' lambs, and there will be a judge down there that will be looking at the finished product. So anyway, but we'll have to come back in a little while and see what goes on in this particular competition.
Yes, thank you, Gerald. It's a keenly fought competition in the sheep shearing shed. We will be back there, of course, and if you want to watch it live, then you can find it on our streaming services. In the meantime, back to the main ring, back to Rachel Thomas.
So we're back at now in the section C's this time. So 3-year-old filly class.
Yeah,
Class 55.
Mewn I res, a wedyn fel arfer ni'n gweld y beirniad yn gofyn iddyn nhw gerdded nôl allan, ond y tro yma ni wedi gweld y beirniad yn gofyn iddyn nhw rydeg. Felly mae'n rhaid bod eisiau cymharu nhw yn symud. Felly yn amlwg gyda yr beirniad Nicola Jones, mae yn rhoi pwysles.
So our judge, Mrs Nicola Jones of the Prynhawn stud, taking a final look of the 21 catalogued entries this time with the C's. And I think we're actually going to get to see someone run up, which will be a first for today. No, sorry. This is... I think she's sending out her initial top line to have a final look.
So
it's pretty warm out there today, but these ponies are looking nice and cool on the whole. Nothing looking stressed. They're used to it, they're prepared to it. We've had this weather for quite a few weeks now, so everyone will be out trying to condition these ponies to get used to the heat in case we did have more of the heat wave weather that we have experienced. I think we've got, there we are, a bay at the top, and then it's a runner chestnut.
Stafforth Limited Edition. Buckles Cherry Tango Tad ar fam Stafforth First Edition.
Joe Mason's even in.
So, yeah, it looks like Nicola Jones is just taking a final look. She did send them out just to see them have a walk, and now she's having a little bit of a pull forward now up into her final positions, and making absolutely sure that she's totally happy with what she's got, and it looks like she is happy.
Stafforth Limited Edition.
And we're going to go. And yeah, rosettes are being given out, and the winner there is number 648, and this is Jomas She's a Miracle. So again, another homebred, and this pony belongs to Joe Mason, and he's her breeder as well. And she's by Savoy Peaky Blinder and out of Tynecombe Zita. So a very happy owner-breeder there, Joe Mason. Jomas, She's a Miracle. So our 3-year-old Section C filly winner, and the second pony, which you'll just see there, is Stafford Limited Edition. And this pony won at the Winter Fair in 2024. So we'll come back, and I'm hoping that we're going to catch all of the young stock championships in the main ring a little bit later on.
Thank you, Rachel. It's back to the sheep ring then, and it's back to Gerald and Erin.
Yes, indeed. Featuring another native breed, one that we haven't featured too much of, and to be honest with you, in the past, and quite a large entry of actual lambs looking behind, and tell the nation, Erin, what they are.
Well, they're the coloured Ryland sheep this time. And again, with that teddy bear kind of look, haven't they? With a nice wool around their heads and around their legs as well.
Yes, indeed. We don't associate, to be honest with the Royal Welsh Show, with the sort of Ryland breeds, and certainly not the coloured Rylands, but they're out in strength here today, to be fair, and an exceptional large class of them. Yes. So 19, testament to the people and breeders that they have come here to try and secure, and I'm sure the winner of this particular section will be very, very pleased to have come on top of this particular number of
And as we were
lambs.
mentioning before, they've got the halters.
Yes, another breed stipulation, yes, and even though I think that the Ryland and the Downs and that what we've seen are probably one of the quietest sort of breed of sheep, that they actually stipulate that they have to be halter led, but and coloured then, obviously coloured is say in the title of what they are, but predominantly, well, very dark coloured, aren't they? Like in terms of perhaps there's a slightly browner type there, and a very black
one in the
behind them. Then perhaps he's been in the sun more than the other one, perhaps, or something in this hot weather. But no, they are very, very dark sheep. Quite a variation in size in the lambs in show here.
Yeah, well, they're ram lambs. They're only young, really.
They are young, and there's some big lambs there. Perhaps they're born at Christmas time or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Yes.
Strong boned, aren't they, for a small sheep? Or is it the wool that is actually making their legs look a lot thicker and heavier than what they are?
The judge will have to decide that, I think.
A lot of work shearing these, anyway.
Yes.
Should take some of these over to the shearing competition and see how they get on, shouldn't we? I think they've got wool inside their ears, I think, and all.
Not a fun breed to shear, I'm sure.
They're an attractive sheep in their own right, aren't they? And when they were really full up with wool, because like I say, every one of these will have been trimmed and done an exceptional job on them, and if they were in their full wool, they would be quite a large lamb, to be fair.
Well, as I said in the beginning, I always think of them as the teddy bears of the breed of the sheep world.
Well, fair comment, yes. But there's quite a few native breeds, man, the Dorsets and that have got a lot of wool in them as well. But I think these Rylands probably do take the crown, because they have got it all over their face, haven't they? You know, and even must have obscured their vision, I'm sure, if they wasn't trimmed on a now and again basis. I say wool to the point of the nose, Veronier. Fair dues to the handlers, very well behaved, and spend a lot of time teaching these lambs how to lead.
And as well, as we were mentioning, in the heat, you know, they're very patient, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed.
And can't wait to get back into the shed where there's aircon and a lovely breeze for them.
Anyway, we'll have to come back in a while to see what the decision the judge makes in this coloured Ryland class.
Well, Elaine Evans o Melyn y Wig.
Back into this elite junior bull class, Gerald. we got ourselves a winner. It's the Hereford, number 3052, Dendo Cruz Campo.
D-E-E-D and A-L Jones.
So it's the Hereford that took it, and you're probably quite pleased with that, I would have thought, Gerald.
Yes, indeed, yeah. It's probably as good a confirmation bull and as good type of bull, isn't it, for the breed? I have no idea what he's on about in figures. I wouldn't know, and I don't have no intentions of knowing, but...
well, they have to be in the top half of the breed
before they
can even enter, so we know they're going to be relatively good. But he'll be a high-growth bull, no doubt, with good eye muscle. Well done to the Herefords.
I suppose if you have aspirations then of...
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground here at Llanelwedd. And Nia is in the meat promotion Wales area, and she's with Nia Roberts, whom she's speaking to at the moment. And she's referring to Ellen Rattray from the Butchers family in Aberystwyth, and they have been supplying all the meats that the meat promotion Wales stall have been cooking during this week here in Llanelwedd. So Ellen has come here to represent the company So I'll be cooking with her in a minute. And Ellen is just mentioning the fact that she is from the butcher background, from the Rattray family, has been brought up within that family business, and she loves every minute of it. Right, what are you cooking at the moment then? That's a rump steak, and we're making an Asian salad to go with it. And I'm not sure how many people actually would consider doing a kind of a salad with hot meat, but we've got some sesame there, ginger, chilies, and it's easy to make, it's healthy, and it can be on the table within 10 minutes. I'm going to make some dressing with the lime, lemon, some Welsh honey, a bit of vinegar, and then, you know, it'll be on the plate within 10 minutes. Great idea for the summer. Now, people who visit this stall can get some ideas about different cuts of meat. What we need is inspiration, and of course we've got these little booklets that are available, and what we're trying to do is find recipes that use the whole carcass, as it were, and that's very important. At the moment, we've got a shoulder of lamb in the oven that's been in there for about 3 hours. That's coming out soon. So we've got strips of beef there. Haven't put much oil in the pan, and well, it's ready. You can take it off the heat, and then we'll concentrate on the vegetables. The vegetables will go in for about 5 minutes or so. We've got pak choy, and there's some French onions there as well. Spring onions, slotch, fyswn ni'n gael nhw. Ia. O, dwi'n glwyd hynna blaen. Ond wedyn ni am noodles ar y diwedd, felly mae gennych chi bryd cyflawn, tyfo. And she'll also be making some noodles at the end as well, so it's a, you know, it's a pretty good meal.
Quite more exciting.
And Nia's just asking Ellen what she's been up to recently. Well, she's just spent about 8 months in New Zealand at the moment. Were you travelling to enjoy? Well, okay. Travelling in Australia and Fiji, but I was working on a dairy farm in New Zealand. But I was also on a beef and sheep farm as well, but they're huge, massive, yeah, on a far greater scale than we have over here in Wales. But I'm sure you're glad to be home and here in the show. There's no other show that's like this one, that's for sure. Right, it's back to the main ring, back to Rachel.
Thanks, Gyda. So we've jumped back across now to the Section A's. A nice big class again, yeah. So it's the 3-year-old filly or gelding class, 30 entries here, and looking like well over half have presented to the judge. And I believe that this is potentially the final pull.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the stewards are looking for rosettes. So, Sarah Hamer here has had a busy morning judging nice full classes, full of quality throughout the lineup. So what she's doing, she's just going down and having a quick look just to make sure she's totally happy. So obviously being very versatile, the A's. Some of these ponies don't go on to do the M&Ms. Actually, some, when they vary in type, can actually make plaited ponies for children, and quite a lot of pure Section A's are are successful in the show hunter pony ranks. Quite a lot in the lead rein or the 12-hand hunter type ponies. They will go on and do the platted job. And obviously a lot of these ponies will carry the adults, small adults obviously, in the Mountain and Moorland workers, as well as the junior Mountain and Moorland workers classes now. And very popular and versatile, and obviously we see the Section A's driving as well. So I think there's no movement.
Prim and proper. A tad wedyn menau ammunition.
And it looks like she is sticking with her original pull. And the winner there, 186, which is Arwyn Jones. And this is Glanfernwy Prim and Proper. Again, another homebred pony for this exhibitor by Menai Ammunition and out of Glanfernwy, Miss Muffet. So homebreds come into the fore today. And also of the few championships that we've seen so far, the fillies have really been holding their own against the colts. And I'll just get you the name of 189, the pony in second there. And this is W.A. Lewis's Redeveloping Sweet Dreams. And this pony by Thistledown Lord of the Flies, and out of Redeveloping Sylvana Dream. And so she was first at Ynys and the reserve champion young stock there. And again, this pony's possibly been lightly shown, as we don't have any information on her current form. But we will see her back in the championship a little bit later on.
We join Aaron back at the Young Farmers area, and Gwilym and Gwion, who are either side of the bull, have been competing in one of the Young Farmers competitions. Oh, it's his father actually who's been dressed up as the bull. Oh. Yeah, they had to use recycling material to create a mascot to represent their club. They were given an hour to complete the task, and they hadn't been practicing at home, but they came here, and this was the first time that they've competed with the Young Farmers in this competition. So how did you come up with this idea? Why a bull?
Oh, yes.
Well, we didn't come here with a pre-planned idea, but we looked at the materials available and we came up with this idea. And so, yeah, as his brother was saying, or his friend was saying, we saw what was available and we decided, right, we'll make the mask and remembered to tag as well. Does this bull speak any language that I might be familiar with? No, the microphone's got to go in that way. How are you, Dad? Just about. It's quite warm in here.
Oh, yeah.
We'll only keep you for about 2 hours. I've heard you've had to keep wearing this outfit until the results come through about 4:30. Well, you've been a chairman of many committees with the Young Farmers in the past. How does this stand? Is this the highlight of your career? Well, hopefully, I'm hoping the boys will win. And I don't know if you've heard or not, I've got a particular prize on the field this year. I'm looking for the most fashionable person on the showground. So I've got my podium. And you're given the honour to stand on Pew's podium.
Y podiwm Pew. Llongyfarchiadau mawr. A da iawn, Gwion. A da iawn ti. Pob lwc i chi, boys. Ceri newid a fachgen newid. Hyd i Llaneri. Diolch yn fawr.
Well, we're just in time, Erin, back in the sheep ring to see the result of the Ryland Ram Lamb, and it is 5-3-2-6. It has taken what we witnessed a little bit earlier in a very, very strong class of lambs.
Yeah, and I believe the judge, Mrs. Philippa Gray, was giving the prize out, and the winner was owned by Sarah Jane Thomas.
Nid just y tri cyntaf, ond maen nhw gyd, mae llinell ffantastig o ddefyd yma.
No, I should imagine a very, very pleased person to have come out on top of such a strong class, which we witnessed earlier on. Not too sure the number, but a great deal of lambs in this particular section, and the top three there, I'm sure, are very pleased to have come in the top three of a class, but to come on top of all is exceptionally good, and I would think you'd be quite confident in going forward into the championship later on of the coloured Ryland section.
Well, I look forward to watching it.
Yeah.
Credit to you.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Pleasure.
Frustration as well, I'm sure. A lot of hard work and
a lot of hard work with Sarah Sheep. I was given this one. Her sheep.
Llongyfarchiadau, well done. What does it mean?
A lot, because I wasn't expecting it.
And it was a strong class as well.
Yeah, big classes.
They'll be celebrating tonight.
I think the kids, these are the kids, they're not old enough to like, so yeah, they'll be really happy.
And it'll make it'll help them a lot and encourage them.
Yeah, so yeah, we're really happy.
Llongyfarchiadau.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We're back in the cattle ring, and things are hotting up, Will. I think we're in the Holstein Championship, and you've been looking forward to this all day because these are the creme de la creme, I'm sure.
There'll be a lot of people, I'm sure, watching this. I've been looking forward to this class, Gerald, and glad we've got to it before milking time. So I'm sure there's a lot of people glued to the television screens to see who will take home the Royal Welsh Supreme Champion Holstein cow. Yeah, quite right. Numerically, the Holstein breed overshadows all other breeds by a large margin. And,
large in every aspect too. They're big cows, aren't they?
They are big cows, big tall cows with deep ribs that'll produce.
Well, they're big cows. They consume a lot of food and produce a lot of milk. So what more do you want? You can't have it both ways, can you?
No, not at all. So here we are, the prize winners of this morning's competitions. And we will have had, while we've been away, several in-milk classes with a second carver, a third carver and a fourth and more calved cow in the cow classes, and obviously 2 heifer classes as well. And there we see the junior champion, the heifer we saw a little earlier today, from Dave and Claire Jones. Still looking on top form. It's a very balanced udder.
David Jones.
I know this is the show ring, I know, but these cows are absolutely shining, aren't they? They're glistening. They are presented fantastic. Little bit of trimming here and there, I'm sure, but on the whole they are glistening. And
the work, Gerald, starts, I was going to say months before, but it's probably years before, if I'm honest, in terms of preparing these animals for this moment in the show ring. Obviously, the on-the-day preparation puts the gloss on them, but in order to get them trained for the ring, in order to make sure they're in the right condition, to make sure there's the right amount of milk on these cows, it takes months and months of planning.
And, perhaps a distinct advantage in showing the dairy breeds is that they are handled twice a day, because they milk twice a day, some 3 times. But in terms of temperament, their temperament has to be right to cope with say, being milked 2 or 3 times a day. And then obviously they're a little bit of an advantage when they come to be halted and led round in this ring. But still, it's alien to them, isn't it? Out in the open air and being handled by a strange person and strange people looking at them and clapping and noises. So it is still testament to them to take these magnificent animals around this ring as quiet and as well behaved as they are.
What you've got to remember, Gerald, there'll be a huge amount of excitement when any of these animals have been born, and they will have been picked out right from day one, really, as potential, and potential is the key word here, show winners. And people will have watched them, and there will be disappointments along the way, and there will be victories along the way, until you get a mature cow in milk into a ring which is as prestigious as the one we have here at the Royal Welsh Show. So the nerves of these handlers and owners that are standing around the ring will be peaking at about now to see whether or not their hard work, and I'm talking about months and years of hard work, will come to fruition here at Llanelwedd.
Yes, well, we did talk earlier on then about other shows and whatever, but like I did ask yourself the question in terms of winning and what, I mean, to win with a Welsh bred cow and the local Welsh show is probably well up there, and thing. But anyway, let's hope we come back a little while and to see the actual result.
Mae na Sylwebaeth Saesneg ar gael. English commentary is available on this programme and on our main ring webcast. Depending on your device, either press the red button or use the audio selection option. Any problems, contact the SLC Viewers Hotline.
There we are. There's a fantastic view of the showground. We're with you live until 5 o'clock. So let's quickly go over to the main ring and join Rachel.
Thanks, Gareth. So we're back with the Section Ds now, and we're on the 3-year-old filly or gelding class. And it looks like the rosettes here have been given out by the sponsor. And Simon Bigley of the Llanelwedd stud has made his final deliberation in this class. And 34 catalogued entries, and again a big number forward, really, more than half forward, I would say, in these classes. So that's good to see. So our winner here is number 963, and it's SD James from Herefordshire. Coedd the Princess Rosia, and bred by them, and by Gela Spartacus, and out of my Sylwebaeth Rosie. So the James family will be very pleased. Going back over the border there.
Ar y ddapyn wrth gwrs yn dangos ar ran SD James.
And
chi'n dweud, Owen, wedi cael dipyn o lwyddiant yma yn Llanelwedd yn y gorffennol.
Interestingly enough, a few facts about Simon Bigley, the judge. I know the Welsh cob enthusiasts amongst you will be very familiar with his name and prefix of Llanelwedd. But Simon also farms sheep and cattle. He's a beef farmer. And he grew up as part of the history of the Llanelwedd stud, and has grown up with the showing of Welsh ponies and cobs since his birth. So a few notable highlights for him at the Royal Welsh. He himself showed Llanelwedd Prince of Wales to be the young stock champion, and also won the senior stallions and was reserved for the overall championship with the Llanelwedd Fiery Jack. And he also counts watching his daughter's homebreds Coed Robin Hufflepuff winning and standing reserve section A foal, and then watching Evie and the young handlers as a highlight. I know that his daughters show the ponies. I mean, I can remember them showing on NMM lead reins, but I haven't seen them for a few years, so no doubt they've grown up now and on to the bigger ponies. And interestingly, Simon has never judged at the Royal Welsh before, but he has judged at the Winter Fair. So with him and his sister Catherine judging here this week, I'm sure they will have made many memories. So 963, we're going to see a lap of honour, and I'm hoping we can get the second. I'm afraid the result for the second hasn't come across to us, but I can tell you that in third was 967, JJ Lee's Trevelyan Flower Power, and this filly was by Trevelyan Black Harry and out of Trevelyan Valentina. But hopefully I can get a quick look at the number of the second filly on her lap of honour and give you that. There we are. I think that was 965 in second there, which looks like Mel Jones and Daither the Duchess. So there we are, our winning 3-year-old filly.
Princess Rosia.
Coed with the Princess Rosia. And again, we will see the Young Stock Championship today with a bit of luck.
Right, let's return quickly to the cattle ring. Things are drawing to a conclusion here.
Yes, indeed, and we're back to hear our judge giving his reasons, so we better listen in and see if he gives us any clue and the reason why he's made that decision.
Our Culture Society for inviting me over here to judge today. I've been coming to the show many times, I've been here. Always had said I'd love to judge at the Welsh. And to be here today, it's an absolute honour and a privilege to be here with such great quality throughout every class. I'd like to thank my stewards, both in the ring and outside of the ring, for keeping the show moving on so smoothly, keeping everything rolling. Finally, I would like to thank all the exhibitors. It's been a fantastic show, right from my baby calf classes right up to the senior cows. And I think it would be wrong if we didn't at this point give a round of applause to all the exhibitors today. So just before I go on and top out my champion reserve and honour mention today, I think hopefully everyone around the ring today can see the kind of animal that I look for when I'm judging. I like an animal that ticks all the boxes. They have to move well, good feet and legs. They have to have that strength. They have to have that body depth. And they have to have them good udders. Those are the kind of things that are going to make a cow last and what we should all be striving for when we're breeding cows at home. And I think, from what I can look at here, I think we have a phenomenal top 7 today in front of us. So I'll now, without any further ado, go and tap out my champion, reserve and honour mention in that order, and then I'll maybe say a few more words after that. Thank you.
Well, here we go then, Gerald.
This is the moment you've been waiting for, Will.
It is. Let's see who's got it.
He's going to do a few miles in the process, is he? Or
he's getting clapped.
Fi'n ei wyltor, na, sain, fi'n mynd i'r ffens. Very sorry. Na, fi'n i'r ffens.
Plenty of quality. He was obviously very impressed, was Andrew Payton, and he's gone for number 35. It's Corringham Lambdas S. Gremlin.
Ar ailo, ar dreisiad yn reserve.
A. Salter Choker and DW and CE Jones. So Dave and Claire Jones, part owners of the winner as well, along with Salter Choker. And I don't think we've had the privilege of seeing this cow too often on the screen today, but you can quite easily see why the judges selected her.
Yeah. Her draw.
So I'm going to put you on the spot, Will, and say you totally agree.
That's some cow winning the senior cow class. Earlier she'd take some beating. It's a tremendous vessel. Extremely well attached to that cow. And the way she's parading.
That's a powerful animal, isn't she?
Full of dairy strength, yeah. I don't think there'll be many complaints around the ring. But a tremendously well contested championship.
How many lactations is this cow on now then, Will?
Well,
third or fourth?
She was born in 2019 and she had at least 4 calves.
Indeed.
We know that, and probably a few more.
Story behind this cow was my dad, David Jones here. He was judging a show over in the east of England a few years ago when she had just had 1 calf, and he really liked her, and he came home and he said, "We've got to buy that cow." So we ended up buying her. She's had 4 calves now. She sold in our sale.
A complete guesswork on your behalf, Will, I can assure you.
Half share to Adrian Salter Choker.
Oh, you got it written down somewhere. I should have known better than to ask that question, shouldn't I?
She's done the business here, so it's been great.
She really has, in such a quality show of cattle. 7 cattle, probably the best I've seen for many a year here in the Holstein classes. Can you go all the way?
Fingers crossed. It's been, as you said, there was a tremendous lot in the championship there. I was following around thinking this is going to be close. So yes, it's great to do the job.
Well done, guys. All the best tomorrow. Well done, Matthew. Simon, mae rhaid i gael gair 30 kilo aber.
So very interestingly there, a father and son in the top 3, Gerald. And Simon sitting in the middle here.
Yn codi calon y teulu.
Odi. Mae'n safon bod yn rili uchel mae heddi, when ni'n gobeithio felly fydde bod digon da i ennill.
He's just saying that the standard was extremely high, and he was hoping that maybe they had enough just to win it, but it's not if he's so glad that he finished as reserve champion.
Iawn, diolch yn fawr.
Da iawn chi, llongyfarchiadau, boys. Da iawn.
Welcome back, and as you can see, the shearing shed has drawn quite a crowd, as it does annually, and I believe that this is the 4th heat in the quarterfinals of the Junior Championships.
Yes, indeed, and multi-nations quarter-final. We see on stand one there, just in shot, is just moved now, but that was Gyda Price from farm not too far from myself in Gwynfa, in Llanelwedd. Keen young farmer. Has done very, very well to get to this particular stage. This heat stand number 5 has gone down first, and that is Ewan Pugh Thomas. And in goes Gyda Price then for his second sheep, and there's a young lady, Mary Luca Ridge from England, and Phoebe Monk from New Zealand is in this heat as well, so fair dues to the young ladies. Both of these young ladies have travelled, one a lot further than the other, because the one is from New Zealand. You don't get much further away, Gareth.
No, indeed, and Mary Lucas Ridge is from England. All the other competitors in this particular heat, as you probably mentioned, Gerald, they're all Welsh, all the guys. Gyda Price, you've mentioned. Jack Mills in trap number 2. Number 5 is Ewan Pugh Thomas, and then we've got David Williams as well at number 6.
They do, and as we alluded to, they get further into the competition. The number of lambs they got to shear rises, and the speed just gets up a little bit better, and to be fair to every one of them, is keen to succeed and doing a good job out there. So as we stated earlier on, then progression then from the junior here up into the intermediate if they are successful, which every one of them is hoping that they will be. But there's 6 judges on the boards. We'll be watching them carefully for all the second cuts and mistakes they make, and there'll be a time clock above their heads that's ticking away, and every one of them will be going perhaps as fast as they would like to, and then out the back then on the final result will be the finished product, and hopefully that they will have not made many mistakes and left too much wool on, and hopefully not get into the skin at all, and they'll have a good pen result, which will obviously help them to the success which they are hoping to achieve. We see a little shot here of the Rouseys then at what we've seen the wool handling competition, and as I alluded to then each Rousey then is handling 2 shearers most of the time, but because we're in competition here, they want to make it as easy as they can for the competitors, so there is a actual Rousey then. But let's go back in a while and hopefully see who's successful in this particular heat.
Well, it's the Fitzhugh Championship for a pair of beef breeds. For the last 5 years, this has been a battle between just 2 breeds. Last year, it was the British Blues who came out on top. But before the reign of the Limbs and the Blues, other breeds also had victory. But which pair will impress the judge this year? Well, we're about to find out. Let's go back to the cattle ring. Let's rejoin Gerald and Will.
Thank you, Gareth. One step closer to one step further away from the individual championship, and one step closer to the Fitzhugh 5 at the end. So, but still, for breed societies, this is to win the individual championship is a prestigious award to an individual and obviously to the breed. Then they get win the pair competition. Well, obviously there can be 2 different exhibitors and contributing to win, but to win the Fitzhugh 5, hopefully we'll feature in a while, is the one, because they have 5 individual people from their societies, cattle societies, coming forward. But a tremendous show of animals in display here, Will, and the judge from Northern Ireland, as you explained, will be looking for a good pair of animals, I'm sure.
Yes, Mr. Geoffrey Rogers, and another who's come over from the north of Ireland, and he's had plenty of success in the show ring himself, and runs a substantial commercial suckler herd along with cereals, and introduced some British blondes into Hillhead Farm in 1982, and over the decades they've also bred Limousins, British Blues, Charolais and Aberdeen Anguses. So there's a good range of cattle been through his farmyard.
So am I correct, Will, in saying that the Fitzhugh pairs here are a champion male and champion female of their actual society, or is it? I believe that's correct, but I think the actual Fitzhugh 5 later on is nominated by the actual breed society.
I think you're right to that.
So the 2 animals on show will have been at the top end of their individual breed, and then when we move on to the group of 5, whether the societies decide to keep the 2 animals which have obviously taken the prizes forward, or whether they select 5 individual matching animals. We see the native Welsh blacks, and I've seen this bull, I believe, in the individual championship. Did he get selected in the final 4? So we won't know if he come 3rd or 4th. But he was selected into the final 4 of the individual beef championship.
Interestingly, Gerald, in the last 10 years, a native breed has only won the Fitzhugh once. So the Aberdeen Angus is in 2018. Were the only ones. The Continentals, and I guess it's a numbers game to some extent to get a matching pair, and to get 2 very good ones in the ring means that the breeds that are exhibiting the most numbers are more likely to be able to
yes, that's quite right. Yes, I think we've talked earlier on in the when we were watching the commercial beef classes and whatever, that it's the continental shape and extra muscling, and of course talking about the deadweight system in the Euro system, which is the grading system as things. So will we see things change perhaps as we move on, in terms of whether one of the native breeds were not quite as much muscling and shape, better animals perhaps throughout will come to the fore, but we will have to wait a little while, I'm sure, to see. But we live and hope in expectation.
We certainly do, but 2 great when we talk of native breeds.
Interesting to see then. There we are, there's 2 pairs of animals then, 1 red and 1 black, and 1 red and 1 white in an actual breed then, in terms of the shorthorns were there in 1 red one and 1 white one, and the Highland cattle had a black bull and a red heifer. So
I was confused enough when they all walked in, Gerald. I'm completely confused now you've told me that. So we'll try our very best to talk you through it. But this is definitely the Herefords, isn't it?
Yeah, you are quite correct. Yeah, you're growing in confidence, and your knowledge is getting a good bit better now. Yeah.
Of course, the white head is the giveaway, and I'm reliably told this is the most.
We featured this Hereford bull first class actually of yesterday morning, when we seen this bull taking the very first prize in the first class that we featured, and he is a magnificent bull in his own right, and he's got quite a strong good cow by his side. So are we looking at a native pair there that just might shock the system?
when we talk about popularity of breeds, there's more Hereford cattle in the world than any other breed, Gerald.
Yes, indeed. I think I'm correct in saying Aberdeen probably is in second place, are they? And throughout the world?
You may well be correct there.
I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time in New Zealand myself when I was a youngster, and I remember then that the main two breeds of cattle that were out there when I was there, and I believe it is still as of the same today. Here we go, the powerful pair of Charleroi, and obviously here we have the individual champion of the show, and so if the bull can live up to expectations and match this particular heifer, they'll take a little bit of beating, won't they? But we have a different judge on a different day as well.
I mean, the scale of the Charleroi bull is just phenomenal, really, isn't he? You can't help but be impressed. He's quite an imposing character in that ring, isn't he?
Yes, indeed he is, to be fair. And as we have talked about the width on numerous occasions throughout our show in here today, then there's extremely wide pair of very matching pair, aren't they, to be fair? When we have a heifer, a maiden heifer, and a young bull with tremendous power and shape in the pair of them.
It's interestingly watching the judge, just a knowing touch to the back end, checking to see how firm they are. I'm sure we'll be back to see more of it very shortly.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, mae'n dipyn o lygfan, dwi.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and we're going to the Fitzhugh Pairs competition. Let's hope we get to a result this time, Will.
Well, certainly our judge, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Geoffrey Rogers, starting to push his favourite 8 to the 4.
So the quarter-finalists, or what are we going to say? Yes, quarter-finalists, and are coming forward.
See the Welsh Blacks and the
Challeries and the Blondes so far.
Blondes, yes, British Blondes. Where else is he going to go?
Oh, he's going for the limousines.
Strong continental presence so far.
Yes, indeed, and the Cementals, and the Belgian Blues, and the Aberdeens. Looks a good pair of animals, Will.
We're almost harmonising there.
Angus.
Yes, they do.
Oh, no, he can use some damage. No, he's pulled the short ones forward. Or to put a patch over your glasses and one eye on your glass or something
Just
like that.
Yes.
No, very good. Selected probably the distinct favourites.
Yeah.
And stronger pairs, it looks like, that he's pulled forward. So it is his decision today to select what he deems to be. And actually the title is, say, the class is in the title, realistically, shouldn't it? It is a pair of animals he's looking for, so he's trying to get a pair of animals that match one another quite closely, then, well, there's several contentious pairs, isn't there?
Well, I'd keep a very close eye on the British Blues if I were you. They've won it 3 times out of the last 5 years, so they're obviously an in vogue breed, and we're obviously drawing very good quality cattle here to the Royal Welsh. The other 2 years, incidentally, have been won by the Limousines, so it is normally dominated by the continental breeds, and that's showing in this sort of first pick. Just the Welsh Blacks and the Anguses representing the British native breeds.
That's a good pair of animals, that Aberdeens are. That is a big, powerful cow, isn't she? And she's rearing a calf there. Obviously, the calf has no bearing and influence on the judges' final decision, but it's just to keep the cow quiet, because she'd be missing her offspring if he was left in the stables or the cow shed back in the cattle shed.
You're right there. That's
they are a good pair of animals, to be fair.
Could this be the year then, Gerald? Could this be the year?
Well, who knows? I would go as far to say that the pair that we have in display will be as good a chance as they've had for a very, very long time. But look, we got, individual beef champion in that Challery heifer, and your choice of Challery bull, as you stated, is an exceptional animal. So they are up against it, but I would hesitate to say they're in with a good shout. Good pair of Cementals, mine. But anyway, we'll have to come back in a little while, and let's hope he gets it down to the next 4 and maybe the result.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully we'll be back quite shortly. In the meantime, we're going to head over to what's in the middle of your screen there, the main ring. And here's Rachel.
Thanks, Gareth. So we're coming back now to the Young Stock Championship for the Section A's. And we've got our judge, Sarah Hamer, in front of us. And she's going to do a comparison of the ponies stood side on, and hopefully that'll give us a nice look there. So we've got your first and second prize winners from all of this morning's classes. We might not have got every second prize winner in there, but I can see a few. So looks like all of the fillies are standing together there, and I'm guessing the colts are stood on the right hand side, and Sarah Hamer having a oh, sorry, there's one. There's a colt there on our left. Just having a final look around before making her choice. So special 15 is the overall Young Stock Trophy, and obviously the Welsh Pony Cob Society Gold Medal Award.
Pwy sydd yn mynd â hi, Owen? Wyt ti'n dilyn yr adran A?
Sarah Hamer going back to take...
Mae wedi bod yn gyswllt iawn o ran ei theipi.
A look there.
Ond, ie, mae'n anodd...
Before making her choice.
Mae gyda meddwl i hunan yn oes, fi wedi mynd am rhywbeth mae hi'n hoffi. Ddios. Mae'n edrych dipyn ar y rhai ar y brig.
She wants to be absolutely certain.
Wrth gwrs, maen nhw mewn unrhyw trefn ar hyn o bryd.
That she's made the correct choice. Just speaking with the steward, Edwin Prosser, and making sure that he goes over and makes the correct choice. And I think it's a filly. Yeah, I think that is the 3-year-old filly. Number 186.
Wedyn, yr ebol Islyn, dwi'n meddwl, sydd yn mynd ar gil.
Yeah, so, and I think she is pulling forward possibly the 3-year-old colt. Yeah, so anyway, taking the champion there, which we can just see in shot, is 186, and this is Arwen Jones with the Glanrynwy Prim and Proper, and bred by the exhibitor, by Menai Ammunition out of Glanrynwy, Miss Muffet. So we will see this filly back tomorrow for the overall Welsh Championship. So, very happy there. Kiss for the judge. And I'm hoping we'll get a shot of the reserve. So, a filly has won again. I think so far we've had, I think we've seen the the C Championship, I think we've seen, and that was a filly, and now we've got the A's, and again it's gone to a filly, so it's very much a ladies' day here today at the Royal Welsh, with the fillies coming out on top. So a little attractive little chestnut filly. I particularly like the white face. That's a personal preference of mine. So she's given a nice account of herself along the grandstand there, not breaking at all. And as I say, we will see her back here tomorrow for the overall Welsh Championship. And I think this is going to be in English, but I'm not sure.
Cymru, a chi'n gadael gyda nid yn unig cyntaf, ond pencampwriaeth yr adran ifanc yn yr adran A. Dipyn o sioc. Na'r peth cyntaf, chi wedi gweithio fi, dipyn o sioc hynna. Be mae'n golygu i chi i gael yr hwn? Wedi bod yn dangos yma ers 1974. Cobi amser ni, wedi dangos ambell i section A yma, ond dyma'r cyntaf, wedi cael cyntaf efo golau section A. Ac yn ddiolchgar iawn i John Bennett yma. Maen nhw'n deulu bendigedig, maen nhw wedi gweithio'n galed iawn efo nhw. Now, John, what does it feel like to run round? Now, you did go for an extra lap of honour. You went all the way to the end of the grandstand.
Oh, it just feels amazing to win it. It's unbelievable. I'm more thrilled for our win than anything else.
Many, many congratulations. Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn i chi, a mwynhewch yr eiliad. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Right, let's quickly head back to the cattle ring.
Yes, and the judge has been working well been away, and he's brought his final 4 towards the lineup, and we have our Angus's hanging in there. So, as you stated then earlier on, then Will, is this the year or?
Well, I think I called earlier on about the Blues. He's left the Blues behind.
Yes. So
it won't be a 4 out of 6 for the Blues this year, but you have got the Simmentals and the Charolais and the Limousin's still with us, and they will take on that fine pair of Angus's at the top end of the line there, the Black Angus.
They are very, very big, powerful animals, aren't the pair, aren't they? So I would, like you stated, have they a chance, and I think they've got as good a chance this year as they will have ever had. So, but it's only one man's decision, and he is still walking round and assessing his 4. There's been an elimination process all the way since he selected 8, and then down to 4, and now he'll be down to 1 and 2. So his first selection will be. I'm not too sure if he will take the microphone and give his reasons, but pre the selection, but normally they do. And the steward there is encouraging him, probably to say
arddangoswyr yma yn heiddi'n medal am y ffordd maen nhw wedi gofalu am y dar, ffordd maen nhw'n yn cadw nhw'n ddidig fan hyn nawr, yr arddangoswyr. Mae'n rhyfeddol yn dweud maen nhw jyst yn cadw nhw mor dawel. A dyma'r beirniad.
Quality of stock throughout all the exhibitors, they deserve a round of applause, please. It is getting very warm out here, so I'll not draw this out too long. But it has been a real pleasure for me to judge this, and once again, thank you very much.
Well, you will. We haven't got too long to wait.
No, the 2026.
Sure, in his own mind, he's made his mind up, but he's keeping us on the edge of our seats at the moment, and.
The Fitzhugh for 2026 will go to one of these 4 breeds. He's having one last look. He's heading towards the Anguses. You've called it early. He is indeed. It's the year of the Angus, the year of the native breed, and it is, of course, the year of the Alfords, who've come up from Devon with this wonderful pair of Aberdeen Anguses to take the...
Well, they've either certainly broke the trend or made the trend or whatever you want to say, but to be fair to them, they come to the top end of the 4, and I think by the crowd that we heard the celebrations from round the outside of the ring, then it's quite a popular decision.
And another good day for the Chardonnays coming in as reserve champions.
Yes, indeed. And let's hope we see this pair later on in the... Congratulations to them, and let's hope we see them later on in the Fitzhugh 5.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Will. Let's head back to the main ring and rejoin Rachel.
Okay, so we're back now, and we're getting to see some of these young stock championships. So now we're back with the section C's. So special 56 again, another gold medal, and the winner of this championship will come back tomorrow to go against the seniors for the overall Welsh. So Nicola Jones of Prynhawn is with us here. This is her last class of the day to judge. So she has pulled forward the 2-year-old filly, and yeah, the girls are doing well here. Another filly taking the championship above the colts, and this is the Newsom family's Copperthorne Glitz and Gold, and this filly won at Lampeter this year and also won the Royal Welsh last year as a yearling. And David Newsom, actually it was his first year handling at the Royal Welsh last year, so he has had the most amazing show. I think it must be a lucky show for him, and no doubt he'll be back for many years to come. And the reserve, which is out of shot, is Joma She's a Miracle, the 3-year-old filly, and both of these prizes going back to North Yorkshire, and we'll see them tomorrow in the overall championship.
Welcome back to the showground here at Llanelwedd. We're back in the sheep shearing shed.
Yes, and we're in the, I believe this is the final of the...
I think it's the final of the Champion Blade Shear Wales. Yeah.
Of Wales.
No, no, hang on. I think, no, it's the Open Commercial Blades final, I think. Yes. And what I haven't got is a list of the finalists, unfortunately.
No problem at all. We just sit in awe and admire the speed and the skill that these guys have learnt and adapted to over the years of competing. And we did comment yesterday on actual different styles, and there's the lady competitor there in, I'm not too sure which stand it was, is shearing the old round and round. There she goes then. That is the round and round style, which they will turn, and this particular gentleman is doing the same. This guy is trying the Godfrey Bowen style of shearing, but there we go, the round and round style. And if we're lucky enough, we will see this gentleman in a moment swing this particular sheep around and start down the last side. So let's hope we do feature what is actually going on. Hence a lot of other styles then vary slightly, because they do call it the Godfrey Bowen style, but they would actually keep the sheep in, say, a little bit more of an upright position rather than laying the sheep down like they do for the long blow in the conventional Godfrey Bowen style.
We were talking earlier that the shearing with the machine was difficult. Well, what do you think would be more difficult, shearing by hand like this?
Well, I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be safe with that particular shears in my hand anyway. I've got enough of parts of my anatomy missing now. I'd have more if I went into that competition, actually. No, it is. You must take your hat off to him then, to keep... We talk about shearing with a blade, with the machine, obviously. Yes, you make cuts and whatever on the animal, but the combs are designed to ride on the skin. Yeah. That particular blade is not designed to ride on nothing. That is skill to keep that at the same level off the skin of the animal and only cut the wool, isn't it?
Especially when the animal's moving.
Oh, indeed, yes, yes. No, this is, to be fair. Obviously, we look at if you went outside and looked at the finished pen, there's a lot of ridges and a lot of lines and that on these particular sheep, and whereas the machine, you would cut very, very smooth and clean, but it's not all about that neither, and this is a skill.
Well, it's important to keep the old traditions alive, isn't it? And
sorry?
It's important to keep the old traditions alive.
Oh, most definitely, and take the competitors that come here and compete, obviously the excitement of the open final and that of the blade shear, of the machine shearing, when guys are shearing sheep at under 50 seconds, like when it creates excitement, whereas these chaps can only say 2 or 3 minutes to actually shear a sheep, but in their own right it's very, very skillful and fast. And there we go. As I stated, then this particular gent is keeping that sheep very, very flat and sort of trying to shear on adapt the same style as the Godfrey Bowen, whereas we've seen the gentleman in the thing with the sheep quite upright, didn't he? So, but look, it's all about getting the sheep off, trying to get it, not to cut the staple of wool in half, and trying to get it off as fast and as clean as possible they can. And as I stated yesterday and today again, then for these sheep to have remained in the wool for this competition here now halfway through July, and the hot weather that we've had, testament to the farmers in preparing these sheep for this particular competition.
I think we're coming to an end now with them on the last leg.
I'm not too sure on the marking of the time factor within the blade shearing and that, but I mean, to be fair to them guys, they've made it look very, very easy, haven't they? And there we go. We'll have to wait to see the result, but we've watched some very good shearing.
Indeed we have. Well, don't forget, we're all over social media. Facebook, if you want to take part, then we're on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram and TikTok. All the details you need is on the website, s4c.cymru/Sioe.
Ewch i Instagram a TikTok S4C am gipolwg tu ôl i'r llenni o'r sport a'r sbri ar faes y sioe. Ac am fanylion hysbysiad preifatrwydd S4C, ewch i s4c.cymru.
Right, let's go back to the main ring, and here's Rachel again.
Thanks, Gareth. So the final Young Stock Championship of the day, and it's the turn of the Section Ds. So Simon Bigley taking his time to have a look at his final lineup. Three very tightly cobs there. They look like 3 peas in a pod, those top 3 day animals. So he's made his decision and he's come into his steward to pull them forward. So again, the Young Stock Championship and the gold medal. And this is Special 81. So interestingly enough, the gold medal will not be duplicated if an animal wins the Young Stock Championship and then goes on to win the overall male or female championship. So basically they're entitled to the 1 gold medal only. And it looks like he's pulled forward number 920, which is the 2-year-old filly champion. And this filly belongs to Byron Preston from Carmarthenshire. And this is Aberlogin Reba. And again, bred by the exhibitor, so nice to see a homebred, and his handler there is also looking very thrilled. So this filly by Gela Look, and out of Aberlogin Golden Pearl. So I'm not sure if she's been lightly shown, as we don't actually have any of her results in our notes. So I'm guessing that she's possibly been lightly shown, maybe saved for this event. And then the reserve is actually the 3-year-old filly. So yet again, the fillies have come out on top. So seems to be a good year for the fillies this year. And that is SD James from Herefordshire, and that's coyed with the Princess Rosia. So that filly was actually Supreme Champion at the Royal Welsh Winter Fair in 2024, and she's been first and champion at the Northern All Welsh. So again, they'll go back now to the stables, and we'll see them tomorrow.
Well,
Aaron is back in the horticulture village, and this he's with Llanelwedd Twig, who is from Cardigan, and she's been competing here in the Royal Welsh, and this is one of her exhibits here. It's a bit different. And the human eye was the theme in this particular section. And well, she purchased the glass during the COVID period. Apparently she can't get hold of them anymore, but she's made good use of them here. There's no oasis inside them. So you've got the glass, the little glass pebbles, and there's water there, of course, but those flowers are put into those little blue flowers. But that's not the only competition she's taken part in. She's taken part in 4 different competitions altogether. She's been competing for about 15 years. You're just saying you must have been very young when you started then. Now then, here's the second exhibit, and the theme here was space. So she's called this Llynos's mess, because apparently that's not exactly the way she was hoping it would turn out, but it's worked for her. Some of the twigs there, she couldn't bend the way she was hoping to get.
Do, sawl gwaith.
Eiron, ask a silly question, get a silly answer. Have you ever been to space?
Very highly commended.
Llynos? Yes, of course I have, she said.
Erbyn a bod yn bedwerydd wedyn.
So she was placed in the 4th position in that particular section.
Lawr fyna.
Yeah, well, na fo, mae o'n dal yn glod i chi, a mae yna un peth yn un.
And there's one other thing that Llynos wanted to show Eiron.
Be di'r gystadleuaeth?
And this competition was
Beth o'n nhw'n galw fe, montage.
like a montage that has to be on different levels, something that she's never done before. And she's not 100% pleased with it, but she's just being honest.
So fe nes I bwni Peter a bit na bwni.
Right.
Allan o be mewn awr ynde?
Gwlan, needle felt.
She's made the Peter Rabbit out of wool. And she managed to finish that off just the night before the show started, but don't tell anybody. All in all, Llynos, I'd say you have had quite a successful show. And we'll probably see you here again next year.
Diolch yn fawr. A neis cyfarfod â chi. Dwi'n di chwilio am flodyn fel un chi.
Pencampwriaeth y tîm o...
And it's time for the Team of 5 Championship. 5 of the best animals from each breed. The commercial breeds have traditionally dominated this competition. But recently there's been a dramatic turnaround with the traditional short-horn breed winning the last 2 championships. Will it be a hat-trick for the traditional breeds this year? We'll soon find out. Right, this is the highlight of the Tuesday afternoon at the Royal Welsh Show. It's the Team of 5, so let's head straight away to the cattle ring and join Gerald and Will.
Yes, it's the called the bragging rights of the societies to win the Team of 5, and we've already seen, I won't say an upset, but a little bit of a turn of the tide in the pairs with the Aberdeens coming to the 4, so we've seen the native breeds coming to the top of the 5 before. Will we see the same breed of 5 coming to the top, or will we see a different breed? But only one person has the job, and that's the man that's in the middle, the judge.
And this year, of course, the judge will need no introduction. Esmore Evans from Flintshire has been in this ring many times as a competitor, and of course I believe he has once judged the Supreme Individual Champion here at the show some 10 years ago. So he's well experienced.
Can I ask you guys then, for a layman, so what are they looking for and how do they pick the 5?
The 5, obviously we're looking for a match in 5, and there's all sorts of different opinions with different societies in terms of, as you can see along the shot there, then the Welsh Blacks would be the dominant, would be the bull here, and a general straight line all the way down to the smallest animal on the other side, but not, you know, as flat as possible. 5 matching animals. I believe the society of each individual breed selects who goes forward, so it is a breed society competition, you know, and so like there's no individuals in this, they are a team, and they're representing their respective breeds, and they are all trying to win, because it is sort of bragging rights within the 5 competitors that go up the cattle lines after and say the blacks have just beaten everybody and whatever. So a lot of camaraderie and a lot of fun in this, but it means a lot to the actual society, breed societies.
I see. And then so you've got the bull obviously this side.
That's what they tried to do. They did stipulate at one time, I believe it had to be, it's one opposite sex. You could have 4 bulls if you wish.
I was going to say,
and 3 and 4 females, but no, there has to be one animal in there of the opposite sex. So we've seen mine, 2 bulls, 3 cows, and you know it's up to the society. But there is a stipulation that there has to be a male. There's a young bull here exactly on the Herefords on this end, and I say the senior bull would be on the other end. So this particular society has deemed to go with that particular way. There's no hard and fast rules that there has to be 1 and 4 or 3 and 2 or whatever, but they're looking for 5 matching animals to represent the society.
To me,
they look quite good. Yes, to be fair, yes.
Well,
and the Herefords then, as you say, distinctive, like, aren't they, with their white heads, and predominantly most of them have got white socks, like in the horse world, haven't they? So white tip to the end of the tail. So obviously, a lot of the breed societies have been very, very well represented in the show, so they've got a lot of animals to choose from, haven't they? And if the numerical numbers in the actual society are small, well, they'll struggle a little bit to get a team of 5.
This group is decided at the show.
Yes, here at the show,
a representative inspects and says, right.
No, it's decided amongst the the society too.
Interesting fact here is there's a well-known breeder and owner of Hereford cattle who has one of these animals we're looking at here, a referee, Nigel Owens.
Yes, indeed, quite likely then, yes. We did feature a little bit of him yesterday and winning his class.
I believe it's the second one from the left.
The only thing that I will put a slight downer on it, it was like a one-horse race, and he was the only competitor that was actually in that class. But never mind, he had the best animal there, and he's got the best, and he's made it into the selective
and I still
5
say
here, so that's not his fault.
It's still a lot of work to get
100% a lot of work.
He's had to,
and here we go then, in the Herefords, in the Shalloways then, I believe there's a young bull on the bottom end of this particular lineup as well. Just featuring the Herefords, we did see the Shalloways coming forward. And this is a selection process, and the judge will line them up, and then he will go into his quarter-final and then into his semi-final lineup to pick his actual winner. So same format throughout, and he has to inspect every individual animal that is on display. There's a good matching 5 there, and if I was judging this, I'd be struggling out to remember them by the time I seen them the second time, like, isn't it? But an experienced person here is.
And I guess there'll be a bit of tactics, won't they, in where you place individual animals. And
well, as I alluded to before, it is nice that if you can stand on the bull side of the stronger animal side of the 5 and look across the top line and see that they're very level. But if there is a consistent sort of fall or slight fall within the animals, then they're regarded as a matching 5, aren't they? And length, obviously, then if you can stand behind and look across the line and all 5 rear ends are at the same level, and each competitor here is trying their best to keep tabs on their butty by the side, trying to keep the same distance apart and same sort of pace, skill within his own that all these good handlers have adapted over the years. And
so am I right in saying that a champion Charlie yesterday, is he not forward, Gerald?
I'm not too sure in terms, I didn't see her there, but I'm not saying that she's not there. I would have thought she would have been there, yes. There's some very good matching 5s, isn't there? This blonde is quite a uniform bunch, aren't they? And in this particular bunch of 5 then, the bull is obviously on the inside then, and I would say he probably is the junior bull, so he isn't towering any of the females by any form of fashion, is he? And they've gone with 4 females and 1 male, so
sorry, so they're going to get a matching set, so you're not necessarily going to get sort of the champion bull champion cow, because if they don't match, then you don't want them in the team,
that's quite
do you?
right.
You're looking...
You know, I think the competition, the name, what is required is in the title, isn't it? It's a group of 5. So a group that you would probably associate as being a matching group, isn't it? So it's up to the individual societies to try and put out 5 animals that actually match. And
you will recall last year, Gerald, our judge, though, actually turned that on his head and said she didn't really care whether they matched or not. She was just looking for the 5 best animals. So it does come down to the judge, but I think you're right in what you're saying. Generally, the judges want to see them across the top, don't they?
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Absolutely right.
But there again, it's as you must say, then the judge is always right, and it's his day or her day, and to judge these animals that are in front, and obviously he's got to select. He'd be letting himself down if he selected something that you didn't think was correct. No, we were fortunate yesterday, and I'm quite willing to stick my neck out and say that we've seen a fantastic bunch of limousine maiden heifers or in-calf heifers yesterday, and I believe there's 3 of them in this lineup here, the 2 that are closest to ourselves, and I think the one that is in second position to the bull, that was an outstanding class of cattle to watch for us ourselves yesterday to watch, and you can see the power that was in, and they got a mature cow or a cow that is actually calved in the middle there because she's quite as tall perhaps as some of the others. That's a very, very good bunch of cattle, isn't it?
And then they're flanked then by, this is the younger bull.
No, this is
There. And then you got the senior bull on the other side.
No, this is a heifer, actually. This is a heifer this side. Yeah. You've got to have a pair of something else hanging between his back legs to be a bull, you know.
I can't bend that down that far. You get ponies like that sometimes. If I can't bend down that low to look underneath, I'm getting too old to bend down.
Rich. No, they're 4 heifers they are. Well, actually 3 heifers and a cow and a bull. So
I'll give you another hint, Rachel. Don't put a saddle on one of these.
No, it's all right. I've heard about the temperament of a limousine. I just, you know...
Back to what I alluded to before, we actually were fortunate to cover the class of heifers in the limousines yesterday, and I think Will was with myself, and we said they're outstanding animals, and that judge had to sort out one to win that class. So the limousine society are in a very strong position when they can put 3 heifers out of that same class forward, as you can see then in 1, 2, 3 heifers in here that were outstanding. Anyway, let's hope we'll come back in a while and see how our judges got on.
Mae yna lot o feirniadu o'i flaen a mae yna gystadlu arbennig ar y ffordd.
Welcome back to the showground. Now, before we left you, we were in the cattle ring for the team of 5. We will be back there shortly. But in the meantime, we need to catch up with a few of the breeds in the sheep ring, so it's back to Erin and Gerald.
Well, Gerald, I've been looking forward to seeing this because it's the championship of the mules, of the Welsh mules.
Yeah, we have, as I stated earlier, they're not pedigree. They are a crossbred sheep and bred specifically for lamb production. And these, you see a yearling ewe and a senior ewe and a ewe lamb and a ewe lamb of the 2 different colours, with the white one that is just in short here, it would be out of a Cheviot ewe, and I believe the other 3 would be out of Beulah speckled-faced ewes.
So in the class we covered previously, it was separated from the Beulah mules and the Welsh.
That's quite right. So
the Cheviot, sorry.
So this, now we've got the championship. So the winner of the Beulah speckled-faced, I believe, is the lambs would be featured as a young man directly from us, and then the white-face lamb would have won its particular section. So obviously it has come forward. There would be no males on show in this particular section because they are all Welsh mule is a breeding ewe.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what our judge decides. And is he looking at a future breeding ewe, or the breeding ewes as they stand there on flanking both of the lambs in the centre?
And I think with the mules, you can see some sort of style in them. Look at her head there.
Oh, there we go. He's gone for the ewe lamb of the Beulah speckled face
and I believe
section.
From RG and BM
RG and you have got it, yes, and son, yes. To be fair, if that young man decides to sell that in a bunch of ewe lambs later in the breeding season, breeding ewe season, then I'm sure there'll be a lot of people will be looking to secure that ewe lamb. But then, as I said, they will be put to a crossing ram, whether it be a Texel, Suffolk, Beltex, Charlery, or whatever breed they are deciding. It is purely for fat lamb production, and there will be no offspring out of that kept as breeding ewes, unless you put a Suffolk. We do get a Suffolk cross-breeding mule, but I would suggest that all of the lambs are that. But they are very prolific, aren't they?
Yes, and of course
they are a big ewe that can rear lambs and produce a lot of lambs, can't they?
Yeah, and a lot of thought have gone into the process of the mother and also picking the father to produce the mule. Yeah, well done to the family.
Well, there is the view of the showground here at Llanelwedd, and we're heading straight back to the cattle ring.
Well, in my mind, Gerald, there is no greater sight than the group of 5 here at the Royal Welsh Show. I've been to a few shows all over the world, but there is something about 5 balanced animals of each of the breeds walking around this cattle ring in Llanelwedd that just puts the hairs on the back of your neck, really.
Yes, indeed. As I stated, all societies are in for bragging rights on their particular animals, and to win this particular competition, then, you know, would mean a lot to individual societies. And we see the Aberdeens here now then coming forward again, and just seen success in the pairs competition, so they'll be quite excited that they will maybe go one step further. And as we have talked about throughout the show, then native breeds are becoming stronger and stronger, I think, year on. So they'll be hoping that they can go perhaps one step further than they have before, because we have seen the Shorthorns coming to the fore, haven't we, and the natives and that. But
the Shorthorns, of course, won the last 2 groups of 5 here at the Royal Welsh.
Yes, indeed.
Going for the hat-trick.
Yes, indeed.
And interestingly, this group of 5, this is another breed that hasn't taken its breed champion into the ring for the group of 5. So again, it sort of ties in with what you were saying earlier. They've gone for balance rather than maybe superiority of one animal.
Well, yes, indeed, because, like, in all honesty, like we've seen a pair of animals that won the individual championship, say the pair championship for the Aberdeens. They were extremely big and powerful, a mature cow and a mature bull. Well, obviously then to have that line, as I'm talking about along the backs of the animals, well, unfortunately one or two of these smaller heifers on the end would be quite small in comparison, wouldn't it?
And I guess it hasn't been that long since those cattle were out for the Fatu, and my guess is that there is a certain amount of time that these animals can show themselves off to the best ability. And
quite right, indeed, yes.
They're a little bit on the warm side today, they might decide to rest them. It's no different to playing sport, is it?
That's quite right. There we go, the Longhorn. We haven't featured too much of these in the actual show this year, but they're in quite strong numbers and well supported as a breed. And
one of those breeds that's become a little bit more popular as a terminal sire, as a sire.
Yes,
of,
indeed.
Of
well, a
beef
very
animals.
good fleshing animal, aren't they? And perhaps I'm going to be disrespectful to the Holstein and the dairy industry. Then I believe that they've gone a little bit finer and a little bit taller and whatever for the milk production, so maybe they just need an animal now to finish the male calves that come out of them, unfortunately, and put a native breed on which brings a bit of natural fleshing back within the beef section of that, because if you don't want to produce a Friesian out of a Friesian, then well obviously they use a beef bull to produce a beef product, don't they? So
I, of course, would never argue with you, Gerald. But
no
I could
doubt
take
you
you for a
will.
walk through the cattle lines and find someone who might. Oh, yes, yeah. But you're right, yeah, you're correct in what you're saying, yeah. Quite a spectacular breed as well, with they do what it says on the tin. They do indeed have long horns.
I don't know.
Actually, quite a docile animal, aren't they? They're, you know, even though they're in the show ring here, and you'd expect to see nothing else than them behaving well, but the actual breed is noted for being quite docile and quiet. So
a British white.
We'll have to come back, and hopefully our judge will have reached maybe the quarter-final.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Will. Now, Nia is in the Glamorgan Hall, and she's with Caris Jones, who has taken part, competed, been a steward, has been a judge, very experienced, and of course next year will be a very important year for her, because next year, of course, Anglesey is the feature county, and Caris is from that county. Now then, we've got a fruit cake here. What I mean by that is a cake made with fruit. There's one with a courgette there, one with a carrot and the parsnip. So people have interpreted in a different way. Looks good as well, and it's been very well decorated. It's quite an impressive collection. And now the Welsh cakes, of course, the traditional Welsh cakes. What would the judge be looking for here? You've got to have... Yeah, they all have to be the same size, all 5 of them, to be cooked in the same way, and it's very difficult to get 5 looking exactly the same. They've got to be golden as far as the colour's concerned, and they've got to obviously attract the judge's attention. And there might just be a hint of spice there as well. Claire Lewis winning the red card in that section, and they look good as well, I must say. Looking forward to next year. You've been a steward and a judge this year. What do you take from this year's experience looking ahead to tomorrow? Well, it's been interesting watching all the other judges as well, because everybody looks for something different. So when you're judging a selection of different classes, you need to do your homework.
dewis y cystadlaethau felly, ynde? Da ni wedi dewis y cystadlaethau flwyddyn nesaf, do.
Ah, right, I see. As far as next year's concerned, they've already decided what the classes are going to be. Some will be the same, and they might introduce a few different ones as well. Now, when looking at the ginger cake section we're in, and the judge, interestingly enough, has gone for a traditional ginger cake, nice colour, cooked all the way through, and the judge hasn't gone for a ginger cake that's been decorated, because in the judge's opinion, a ginger cake is supposed to be plain, but it's everybody's interpretation is different. Banana cake. I suppose everybody has had a shot at making a banana cake in some way, shape or form. There's quite a few there, as you can see. And a banana, sorry, this is a banana and sultana loaf. Some of them... some of them have used bananas that were too ripe, perhaps, in the eyes of the judge, and some have also put the icing on them, and that's a difficult job, to make it look as if it hasn't taken much effort to make. You can see the difference in the icing on the cakes that are on display there. Some are more
steady hand.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So it's been used with a steady hand. Cup of tea with the cake, ideal.
Well, dyma nhw'n dod.
Right, let's get back to the cattle ring.
Thank you, Gareth. Move on and upwards, as they say, and here we go, the beef. Short on has been contenders, well, more than contenders, actually. They've been on top of the pile now for a couple of years, and I'm sure the society will be looking to extend that reign.
In cricketing terms, they're on a hat-trick. Can they make it 3 in a row? What's your initial feelings of the group of 5?
Well, at the moment, it looks a mess.
If we can get them all together,
yeah, well, there we go.
Make a comment.
Yes. The judge hasn't moved anyway.
No.
They look a very good, flashy bunch of 5. It'd be nice to see them now standing together and in the correct lineup. And I think they got a little bit overawed by the situation. And
it might be some sort of synchronized
tremendous top lines on all of these cattle, and well backed and well flashed cattle, aren't they, to be fair?
I think that's probably the improvement we've seen, isn't it?
Yes, indeed, yes.
I know we've been talking about the native breeds a lot today, but all of the native breeds, I guess...
Not the best top line of 5 cattle we've seen.
No, but they've all focused in. All these breeds are focusing in on that line now, aren't they?
That's where they are, to be fair. Yeah. No, powerful, good cow. Tremendous good cow.
Mae yna rhywbeth am weld tarw, fel i ni sôn amdano tarw da a buwch dda drws nesaf iddo fe'n dal I tir a wedyn a plant fel petai.
And again, the breed champion missing from the 5, so it follows what you were telling us earlier.
Yeah, they've actually gone for 5 as well of matching colours, aren't they? In terms of, we've seen white and we've seen very, very rich red, I think. So these have actually gone for 5 animals of the matching roan colour, and they've settled down now. Yes, they're a good bunch, aren't they? Very good 5. Whether he'll see that perhaps the senior cow and the bull at the top end may be a fraction strong for the remaining 3 heifers, I don't know, but perhaps that would, if you're going to criticise, perhaps that would be a small fault. But then I'm sitting here and he's out there hands-on.
Certainly those 3 younger heifers are quite eye-catching.
Yes, they are.
Yn cystadlu yn y tîm o 5. A tynnu nhw lawr o 16 I 8 byddwn ni. O 8 I 4.
Oh, here we go then. We featured Highland cattle earlier on, but unfortunately we're not going to feature much of these. We'll have to come back in a while and have another look.
Welcome back, and we're in the sheep ring, and I think this is the breed. Right when we went on air this morning at 9 o'clock, Maynir used the words cute and perfect, and she was describing the valley breed, and here we are.
What can one say?
Well, they are cute.
This is probably the most recent imported continental sheep into this country, and I'm not too sure on the reason why, because I don't see them as being a commercial terminal sire.
Well, they have the cute factor, Gerald, and that's
cuteness doesn't earn you money, right? Cuteness doesn't pay the bills. So I personally, I don't know what they're actually their value, but still, I mean, they are a breed within themselves, and they've got half a dozen competitors in the ring in this particular class, and you know, if they were stood backwards, I don't know which end I'd be looking at. I don't know, but come on, Rach, help us out now, Rach. You're the one that's been bragging these sheep up all along. Then, and you said you'd like to own some. Give us a reason why you'd like to own some.
Well, I just think they're cute.
Oh, cute again.
And I have seen a footstool modelled on them. If you go into the stands, there are some lovely little gifts, little footstools, and they are modelled on these, and they are cute.
Obviously, they must have got a value, a commercial value. I would think that perhaps their wool is worth a lot of money.
Yeah, it does look nice wool to be, you know, it looks sort of like an Angora type wool, I would have guessed. Not that I'm obviously no expert, as you probably guessed.
No, you're not an expert, because cute. I mean, what a way to describe them, like an.
I haven't described a horse I've judged as cute, but
is there an eye underneath there somewhere, or is there a ear underneath there somewhere? There must be, is there?
You'll have trouble finding
you've been here all
one,
day. You haven't said too much yet. Will is very quiet over there. I'm sure his daughter would like if you were there to train her young sheepdog on.
I was just thinking, if you're going to use one as a footstool, you wouldn't even have to move it from room to room. You just call it from one room to the next.
No, there must be a value of them in the right place at the right time. So wool I would describe as probably of a significant value, because it looks as if it's got that nice staple, that nice curl within it, and there's a long staple of wool on these animals. So,
and we were asking.
They got some impressive handlebars, though.
Yeah, fair comment.
We were asking earlier, when do you shear them? Because obviously they've not been sheared yet, but is that just because the wool has grown back quickly, or that they've been sheared earlier on?
Well, I've actually asked the question, and nobody can answer this. Where did they actually derive from then? In a French breed they are, and are they from the Alps of France, with, you know, with such an excessive coat of wool on them? Well, obviously they're going to suffer if they were in, say, in the warmer climate of France, wouldn't they? So there must be a reason for having such a long staple of wool on them, and there's tremendous strength of bone underneath them, isn't there?
Gerald, I can tell you that the Valley Black-nosed sheep originated from the Valley region in the Swiss Alps of southern Switzerland.
There you go.
Well,
is it cold over there?
I think it is.
Probably.
As Bruce Forsyth would say, they're my favourites. And I'll leave you on that.
You can't back your statement up because you can't give it a reason just because they're cute. Oh, dear, dear.
I think there's similar, as we were talking with the badger faces, it's similar with these, that they have to have the black face, obviously. So, yeah, we'll see what the judge...
Well, I hope we don't come back, actually, but never mind.
Oh, Gerald. Anyway, we are going back to the cattle ring. That is for certain.
Back to normality, and back to the cattle ring, and back to the Fitzhugh 5, and let's hope that the judge then has given his final look over him as an individual's walking up and assessing him, and now he must go behind and hopefully select his quarter-final lineup, and hopefully it won't be too long before we'll get up to the semi-final, and then the winners of the Fitzhugh 5 again. Good sets of 5 here, Will, for him to select from.
Indeed, having alienated some of the sheep farmers out in Wales, I'm just wondering, Gerald, what you're going to say about the cattle now, really, isn't it?
No. I don't want to sound disrespectful to the Valley Black sheep, no sheep, but I'm probably, you guessed, they're not quite my type of sheep, but... good cattle here, I'm full of admiration for every one of these breeds that are here, to be fair, and these societies have worked very, very hard to put these 5s together for our judge to...
I was going to say, you can't but be impressed by the line of cattle. Talked about it earlier, just seeing this number of cattle in a show ring all turned out, it just blows you away, really, in terms of the amount of work and effort and decades of breeding that's gone into getting us to this point in time in the show ring here at Builthwells. And
it is an impressive lineup, and it's like the finale of the show, isn't it, on the final parade and that, but these are the parade of the top 5 animals within that society deem as their best, so we are looking at the best realistically. Obviously then a couple of individual winners have not perhaps matched the 5 that's available to them, but other than that, pretty near all the best animals are on display here for us to admire.
That's better than some of the grand parades I've seen around the world, that is, to see all those cattle in the ring. It is quite exquisite, to be honest, and I'm looking forward to see where Esmo Evans is going to go in terms of his first pick. He's a man of great experience and has judged numerous shows, including the Royal Highland, but also shows, Gerald, in Ireland, Brazil, France and Spain.
Yes.
But not Switzerland, by all accounts, no.
It's too cold over there. Actually, then, I've always been quite good at maths, and there is 16 lots here, so there's 80 cattle on view, so our judge has got his work cut out, and let's hope we come back in a while to see how he's got on.
Well, that is most certainly going to be the case. But we'll return quickly to the Glamorgan Hall, where Nia is with Carys Jones, and we did see them earlier discussing the cookery items, and we're still with the cookery items here. And the traditional Victoria sponge. What are the golden rules, Carys?
Victoria wedi choginio. Jam yn ei chanol hi a siwgr man ar ei phen hi. Mae amball berson yn medru dadla'r adega bod hawlrwydd hufen.
Right, cooked with jam in the middle, and some people would argue whether or not you put icing sugar on the top or not.
Jam yn y canol a siwgr castor, siwgr man ar ei phen hi.
Castor sugar rather than icing sugar, to be discussed. Most of these would have strawberry jam, but you can have raspberry as well. I don't really think it matters. I prefer strawberry. Strawberry, no, raspberry for Nia. Anyway, and oh, by the way, who won? Sophie Davis. There we are. Strong section, strong class. Now then, Viennese whirls. Well, Nia's just saying she used to like these when she was a young girl. She didn't used to make them, she used to buy them in the box. And they were very, very popular. Now then, how do you get the shape? They've been, yes, they've been piped. It's a light crust which has been put in a piping bag and then twirled to get that shape. And of course, this particular class asks for 5 Viennese whirls. They have to be the same shape, and as you can see, the red card there have kept their right shape and their bit of butter and jam inside. Moving on, a citrus drizzle cake, but not using lemon. Right, interesting. Lemon drizzle, of course, is popular. We've got an orange one, we've got a lime one, and I think perhaps the judge thought there could well have been a tangerine cake there as well. I would make it with lemon. I think lime perhaps would be a bit too sour, I would think. But he was looking for a cake with a definitive taste and with a drizzle that was light. Now then, the judgment was the cakes in general lacked a significant taste, and the balance between the cake and the drizzle is quite important. And also, he said it's quite important that you use a doily when you're displaying a cake, and also they say don't use a liner in the tin because the shape of the liner would be reflected in the cake. Well, there we are then. I'd be out of it. And here we go. Next is the millionaire, 5 slices rather, of millionaire shortbread. Not easy to make, but you can see the 5 that have won the red card by Amanda Davis, who's won the gold medal. The 5 they're a perfect match, aren't they? The biscuit in the bottom with the layer of the caramel and the chocolate on the top. And the judge said that this shortbread tasted of proper butter shortbread. And once again, when you're showing 5, they have to match. And they are cooked in one box, and to get the clean cut is not easy. It's very, very difficult to get. And of course, we did mention before, next year, Caris is looking forward to next year because Anglesey will be the feature county. So they're very busy at the moment, not only making cakes to make some money, but next year she'll be judging the handicrafts. But maybe there might be a chance I'll be competing next year just to support. We have got a group of people. We are raising money, of course. We're very busy at the moment. And it's going to be an honour to come here to judge next year. I'm really looking forward. But then again, there's another 2 days of this show to go yet. And I'm here till Thursday. Yeah. I've been here since Saturday, as a steward, setting everything up. But yeah, it's been so far a good 2 days, and as you said, another 2 days to go again.
Ac maen nhw'n help mawr I ni hefyd wrth greu yn rhaglenni ni, fel bod ni wedi dangos y cynnyrch mae'n y bobl adra, mae hynny mor bwysig. Caris, diolch am y sgwrs. Croeso ta, diolch am ddod ato ni. Ja, mi ddown ni eto. A fo, da iawn. Panad wan, ia? Ia, panad. A millionaire shortbread. Lyfli.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground, and the highlight of this afternoon is the team of 5, and things are hotting up, so let's return to the cattle ring.
Thank you, Gareth, and Sir Evans here is having a drink first. Hopefully then he will start his quarter-final lineup in. Should tap 8 sets of 5 forward.
I've always thought, Gerald, of all the judging, prestigious judging jobs that you can do, this is probably the most tiring, isn't it? It's a long way to walk over to the other side of that ring and back to compare animals that may be.
I don't know where he's going at the moment. He's going further away from him at the moment as well. So I think we're a little way off tapping out at the moment. But no disrespect, the gentleman will know exactly what he wants. And as I alluded to and said this many times, nobody will ever ask you how long it took you to do it. They'll only ask who done the job. So do it right. And as you stated, that he has judged here on numerous occasions in other classes, but never the Fitzhugh 5. Sure, somebody might just try and trip him up, and hopefully he'll turn in towards the breed that they want. But an impressive sight, as I stated earlier on. There is 80 cattle in view, so it's a lot of animals to individually look at, and there's plenty of judges on the outside of the ring would pick fault if he actually made a mistake and put an animal forward that perhaps wasn't quite right. But I don't think the societies would have put one forward in the start. But anyway, hopefully we'll come back in a while and he will have decided what he wants to do.
Indeed so. Well, Gerald, I got news for you. We're going back to the sheep ring.
I'm lost for words.
Well, the judge is still looking.
So am I.
And trying to decide.
So am I.
What I can tell you, Gerald, is that there was a ram 2 or 3 years ago that traded for 18,000 guineas here in the UK. So
he isn't a footstool, then, is he?
He is not a footstool, no. No.
No, to be fair, look, they are a breed, have every right, as every animal in the world has a right to be around, and just would like for somebody to explain what is, say, the purpose of this particular breed, because we don't see any crossbred lambs throughout the markets which I frequent around this part of the world. And
I've actually seen a few up in North Wales.
Yeah, it's cold up there, isn't it?
Well,
I'm going to stick to my guns and say it's the value of the wool is the down the shearing shed after they finish now, and let's see if some of these champion shearers can get the wool off these particular animals tidy and good. I think too many shearers would like these horns dangling around their knees and that. Oh, there we go. He's made a decision.
Winner.
Unfortunate, the winner's forgot his badge and number.
Yay! So, brilliant.
Yeah.
Going to school. So now I'm in. So, thank God.
Well, you mentioned North Wales, Gerald, and not that I'm 100% certain, but that's a North Walian accent as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. I said it was cold.
He's just said that I spend more time in these than I do with the kids at home. But he's delighted, absolutely delighted. And Arthur, your son, is here competing as well. Good luck, well done. Right, back to the cattle ring.
Yes, welcome back, and I hope that Mr. Evans now then has start the ball rolling in terms of selection. Give him another drink, let's hope that he gets in going then.
Starting to move them forward.
He started, and he's taking the blacks forward. Number 1 selection, obviously the number 1 on the top of the line as customary to the positions.
A mae Tudur yn mynd nesa at...
A good look at the Herefords.
Yw mynd I ddewis yr Henffordd.
Oops.
Leaving them for the moment.
Mae'r
Charolais.
Dyn Charolais yw.
Of course, as Mawr Evans, well known for his Charolais back in the day.
Ie, oedd o'n cadw Hereford blynyddoedd yn ôl.
Do fe?
Ie, do, so...
I just heard on the Welsh language comments as well. He used to keep Herefords years ago as well.
Os mae'r beirniad yn licio cryfder...
A pŵer.
Ie.
Mae rhywun yn meddwl fatha'r cemental, ie. Y cementals. Ond da nhw sydd yn dod nesaf mae'n mynd nôl at y blons. Cael un edrychiad arall.
There's a matching 5 there, but I think he's moving on.
Limbs mae'n mynd nawr. Mae'r limbs yn dod ymlaen.
The Limousins are moving forward. You mentioned them a little earlier, Gerald. Very impressed by the younger heifers.
Yes, indeed, and the cementals are going as well.
Big, strong animals.
Belgian Blues.
Glas yw'r pumed yn cael ei galw ymlaen. Yw yn mynd I fynd at y bil.
Strength to the 4, every one of the groups that he's selected so far.
2 flynedd yn olynol.
Oh, it looks as if he's going to bypass the Aberdeens this time, and maybe they won't be quite so fortunate to come forward. He's now looking at the beef shorthorn. Sorry, longhorn.
Yes.
Oh, gee whiz, I'm going past it now.
Same colour, different length horn, Gerald. Yes, yeah.
Llyn I ddim weid. Fi jyst bod bach yn bias nawr.
He's coming back. He's having another
Oh,
look.
yeah.
The Angus's.
I jumped the gun then, didn't I? No, I didn't.
He's certainly thorough in his job.
Well, I believe I'm correct in saying he was a vet. So he's got to be thorough at his job in.
Yes, he was also very well known for selling Texel rams, so I know he's very particular with his
Oh, the Aberdeens and the... No, sorry, the Longhorn Bull was just making room for the Aberdeens to go forward. Now we're up to... Did I make a mistake or was I right? But no, Shorthorns are going forward.
Still on for the hat-trick, of course.
Are you keeping count, Will? Must be getting close to 8 now, isn't he?
One more to go.
There we go then. Sailors. Anyway, that's his first selection. We'll have to come back in a while and see how he has got on.
Yeah, that's the quarter-final lineup as it is. Semi-final to come, but we're heading for a final in the sheep shearing shed. Champion Blade of Wales, I think.
Champion Blade Shearer of Wales. Featured quite a lot of this blade shearing here in the Royal Welsh 2026, and skill factor is very good, and we have Champion Shearer of Wales is self-explanatory. They're all from Wales, and we have Gareth Owen, Rhydian Evans, Prynhawn Hughes, Clive Hamer, Rodri Glyn and Elfed Jackson. And there's Elfed Jackson in stand number 6. So one thing that I've noticed then in the process of this, that some people have got their shears are a lot bigger than the others, so whether that is a preference in terms of like kit that they're using, but that particular gentleman there, like, it does look an extremely large shears, doesn't it?
Gareth Owen, and we were talking about wider combs and cutters earlier.
Well,
Gerald. Is it a similar?
We're talking about cutters. I don't know about combs.
My guess is the longer the blade across, the more tiring it'll be on the wrist as well. So maybe shorter blades and go a little bit faster, or longer blades and a little bit slower, I don't know.
And interesting to see then, you know, they have 2 sets of shears, each individual shearer. Well, that's self-explanatory, because if they had an accident and it fell on the floor, or the sheep kicked and blunted it, then, well, there is one in reserve, and maybe after shearing 2 or 3 they need to change it, because obviously the wool will take the edge off, and if there was a foreign body or something within the fleece, then...
And it's not just the skill level of using the blade, it's also, I'd imagine, the skill level of keeping that sheep still.
Oh, definitely so. I don't know, how would you feel, Gareth, if a barber was chomping at your hair like this? I don't know, I think you'd be quite nervous, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
No, very, very good. That it's a skill that is being maintained, and hopefully then we don't see too many young people on there. A lot of these shearers have been around for a while, and obviously been doing this particular practice for a while as well. So. You did mention earlier, Will, that the clothing and the belts and whatever, and there is a lot of special workwear that these shearers wear. You commented on the belt, but in the trousers, and a lot of these trousers, obviously, because this grease is quite damaging and can destroy an ordinary pair of trousers very, very quickly. So it's made out of a lot of material, different materials, and different sponsorships, and different companies make them. And we see that person there had Fagan on his trousers and Lister on top, but there's a lot of others. So anyway, let's hope we come back and see the result later on.
Well, am gyffro.
Right.
Am ddrama sydd yma.
Quarter-finals been. Semi-final next. In the cattle ring.
Yeah, we're down to 8 breeds. Be fair to say the majority of which would be the continental breeds, Gerald, and powerful ones at that.
Well, actually, I don't know. You're right, Will, because we got limbs, Chalrays, Cementals, and blondes. Oh, we have got blues. So what do we got besides? We've got the Longhorns, the Welsh Blacks, and the Sailors, is it? Oh, Sailors is a French breed, obviously. Oh, you're right again.
Very rarely does that happen, I can tell you.
You're
right, starting to get a bit worried then.
We got the Aberdeens and the Longhorns and the Shorthorns. So there's 5, isn't it? 3 native breeds. So what did I say? Then we got the Sailors, the Blues, the Cementals, the Blondes, the Limbs, and the Chalrays. There's the 5, yeah.
Dwi falch chwysu dat bo fi ddim achos swn i chwysu yn hyn wan.
Ti'n meddwl bydd Esmor yn chwysu? Mae'n cerdded digon i chwysu, achos mae'n cerdded ôl o blaen.
He'll have got his steps in today, that's for sure.
Fyny a lawr eto. No lawr a wedyn eitha bigo.
I'd be asking to bring them a little bit closer if I was in charge.
Ar ôl hyn. A wedyn mi fydd e'n anerch y dorf cyn dewis pencampwyr y tîm o 5. Edrych mai at y Burgorn. Nhw am wneud ti. Nhw am gael ei tynnu ymlaen.
One of the toughest jobs in cattle judging. The team of 5 at the Royal Welsh Show.
Glas. Y glas Brydeinig.
Mr. Evans is going up and down and sure he'll sleep tonight. Working his way back across the line of his selection of 8, which he will hopefully shortly bring down to 4 and semi-final, which will move just a few yards up the show ring again.
The closer you get to the control tower, the closer you are to the award, I guess, isn't it?
Well, that's quite right.
And what's taking your fancy, Gerald? Those limbs?
Limbs are quite good, aren't they, to be fair, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very round animals, aren't they? I actually, like I think I alluded to before, that we talked about the limousine heifer class, which we witnessed yesterday. That was an outstanding spectacle, and I can know there's 3 of them in view there at the moment. And
well, 2020
Evans is perhaps pondering on his decision on between them.
2022, the last time the limousines took the award.
Tywed, ni'n sbio dyn nhw tywed ar y blaen. Of
course, it's been...
Cementals are a powerful outfit that, you know, you must say in power, it does, power is in the eye, and when they are as powerful and as dominant as that, well, they do get in your eye. But there we go, it's his Challery's first, the limousine's gone forward next. So, Cementals are going forward, so he's got one other actual breed to select, and will he go with another Continental, or will he go, oh he has indeed, so it's the Belgian Blues have gone forward as well. So 4 Continental breeds have gone forward to the semi-final, so I'm afraid the Shorthorns will actually miss out this season. But anyway, we'll have to come back in a while and see what happens.
Well, no hat-trick for the Shorthorns then?
No, indeed.
Right, one of the spectacles in the main ring, which drew quite a crowd yesterday, was the Shetland Grand National. And there's going to be another one now, and it was quite, I mean, we didn't feature it on the broadcast yesterday, but it was quite exciting to watch. And these young jockeys, believe me, really do go for it.
Wel, mae bob un o'r rhain wedi bod yn gystadleuol iawn, so...
So, 8 young competitors on board, aren't they? And,
yeah. Well, they're between the ages of 8 and 14, and they have to be under 5 foot tall. And they're doing this in aid of charity, which is really good. The Bob Champion Cancer Trust. And I don't know if you've heard of Bob Champion.
Ex-Grand National winner.
Yeah, who had cancer on Aldenite in 1981, and the horse broke down badly before as well and came back. And there was the film made about it as well, Champions, and that wonderful music. So they raise money for Bob's charity at all the agricultural shows.
We're having here a staggered start.
Yeah, I think some of these kids are quite cute. I think, interestingly, some of the kids are actually the children of famous jockeys. I know
really?
Frankie, not all, but Frankie Dettori's child has ridden in it. I know that. Some of the proper jump jockeys of today have ridden in it as well.
With the water, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the Tristan Davis kids. I think they do about 2. Oh, well, that one nearly came out the front door. And I think they've come here for the first time. Obviously, sadly, we couldn't have the King's Troop. So they're a sort of last-minute replacement act. And I'm sure they'll come back if the crowds enjoy them.
Well, there's certainly a good crowd around the main ring to watch them today.
Yeah. I mean, this child in front looks like a proper pro to me. She's really been... there we are, Safi Osborne. Jim Crowley, champion flat jockey. Safi Osborne is riding now. Olive Nichols, she's obviously a daughter of Paul Nichols. There we are. I did mention the Tristan Davis boys, both pro jockeys now. So lots of kids have started out.
So number 15 has won, and celebrations and congratulations from all of his fellow competitors.
And they have the finals then of the London International Horse Show then in December. Yeah. So really,
are we
the
looking
goggles,
at a future champion then?
Could be, couldn't we? But we haven't got a list of runners and riders, a race card in here, sadly.
Well done them, and I hope they've raised a lot of money.
A lot of money for charity, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, for the great Bob Champion. Well, we're coming towards the end of our broadcast here at the Royal Welsh for today. But there's one award that needs to be decided upon, and it's all happening in the cattle ring.
That's a good sign when the steward starts bringing the microphone across. It means that the judge is ready to say a few words.
Whoops, technical problem. The mic has died.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank the Royal Welsh Show for this invitation to judge such a prestigious event. 16 classes, 5 in each, as 80 cattle. all winners in their own sections. Thank also to the exhibitors for doing such a fantastic job showing these cattle in the conditions we've got. This is a major highlight of the show, and I'm very pleased to be invited to do this job. Now, I would just like to say that I've pulled out the last 4 all-continental breeds. I feel a little bit sorry for the native breeds because they're up against such a power in these continentals, but they all have their place in the background of the suckler herds in the country. Now I'm just going to tap out my champion, group of 5 and reserve. So without any more ado, I'll hand you back over.
Well, that's it. He's teed us up quite nicely. We'll look forward to seeing which of the 4 continental breeds.
Time to speak, Will.
Well,
I'm going for the red ones.
I think I'm with you this year, to be honest.
I
think I'm with you. I think the Limousins are the ones that have caught my eye right from the minute they came into the ring.
Yn edrych ar y Charolais, yn edrych draw at y limbs. Mae'r cementals yno, mae'r glas yno. Dyna'r 4 sydd wedi dod lawr i'r rhestr fer ola.
Heading towards the limbs. Oh.
To be fair,
it is the limbs. The Limousins win. Well done to the Limousins.
As you alluded to, it's 2022, I believe, and the last time that they actually took this honour. But they couldn't have had a much better 5 in 2022 than they've had today, in my opinion. They're an exceptional good bunch. Oh, he's going for the Cementals after. To be fair, powerful team of 5, and they will also be delighted to have come close to winning. But the limousines have reigned supreme here, and we've seen right throughout the cattle show now then we've had 3 different breeds have come to the fore in their respective competitions, in the individual Charolais and the pairs or Aberdeens, and now the limousines take the group of 5. So we have no dominant breed right throughout this 2026 show. It's nice to see that the quality is exceptional, and that all respective breeds, well, not all, but shared the honours out between the breeds.
5 Limousin cattle, 4 exhibitors. Messrs Jenkinson with 2, Thor Atkinson with 1, R&J Graham coming forward along with M&JC Gould Limited. So that just goes to show it is the
good
best of the
comradeship
best
amongst the societies to put out a large number of individual producers.
It'll be the Limousin breed that goes on the Di Jones Memorial Trophy this year, and proudly so too.
Ar y cementals, maen nhw werth I gweld hefyd. Do'n yn llawer yn ni dwi'n meddwl. Rhaid peidio anghofio am y cementals chwaith.
A very strong group of 5 from the cementals.
Ac yn cipio cwpan coffa. Di Jones, Llanelwedd. Oedd Di ag Esmors yn partners mowr. Ag Esmor y beirniad yn dod ar tlws I fewn at y tîm buddigol.
And there it is, the trophy being presented.
Pencampwyr, tîm o 5, Sioe 2026.
That really is the icing on the cake, I guess, for the Limousins today.
Yes, to be fair, we
they'll enjoy a good evening as a team.
Yes, indeed.
Boys, what a feeling, eh?
Tremendous, yeah. It's absolutely brilliant.
You boys have come a long way down from Scotland.
Yeah, it's a long journey. We came straight for the Yorkshire show, but you know we really enjoy it, and we didn't get last year because of the blue tongue, but we're delighted to be back.
What made this team stand out? What made the difference today, do you think?
I think just the power and the balance. A big bull, 4 females with tremendous balance, tremendous power, correct, and just good cattle.
Is he your bull?
No, it's Thor's bull, it's our heifer, and then 3 heifers from Winfield Park. Well, cow and 2 heifers from Winfield Park.
Wonderful, cracking team. We've got Thor here as well. Your bull, as was mentioned there, Llanelwedd, congratulations. He's something special. He just set the team off, doesn't he?
Yes, he's full of power, length and shape, but it's a great team. It's not just one animal, it's a full team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where's the place to be tonight then, boys?
Oh, that'll be the limousine bar, won't it?
I think so. There'll be some celebrations, won't there?
Definitely, yes.
You've come so close over the last couple of years, haven't quite made it, but you've done it this year in style.
Thank you very much.
Llanelwedd, da iawn. Safe journey home, guys. And thanks for coming down to support our show.
And before we leave you, there's time for one more final. And it is the junior final in the sheep shearing shed.
Yes, we've featured this competition quite a way through, and we have 5 young Welshmen on display in Prynhawn Lewis, Maya Grease, Ambridge Water, Sioe Jones and Ewan Lewis, and one from Northern Ireland is Archie Kells. So, to be fair, and well done to all the youngsters that have come through, progressed from the start of the competition and right through to these particular 6 that have made it right through to the final. And I'm sure that whatever the outcome, there will be one very, very happy man, but to be fair to them, it's an achievement to have come through all the rounds to have arrived here in the final. And I've been quite impressed, to be fair, to say that they have shearing very, very good quality and have worked very hard, and as they've progressed through the competition, obviously their experience has grown from being up on this stage in front of all these people.
And I believe one of the competitors that's in this final, Sioe Jones from Bala, I think he's only 16 maybe, if that. So yeah, very young and already doing very well.
Fair dues, well done. So hopefully we'll be featuring him in many, many years to come on this particular stage then. And there we go then. One competitor is out and is finished, but anyway, well done to them all, and I hope the right result will be achieved at the end.
Yes, and we'll be able to bring you that result on tomorrow's broadcast. One last visit to the sheep ring before we say goodbye.
So this is the any other pure native upland breed of sheep. So we've got a mixture of the North Country Cheviot, I believe. We've even got a Derbyshire Gritston.
Yes, indeed. And
he's not on the screen at the moment, but
I believe then there's a fellow competitor of ours then in the sheepdog world, and Miss Ellen Hope there in the background with the South Country Cheviot Ram Lamb. So obviously she's probably in second position to the other Cheviot that is in front, but and there's a young man here fighting with the North Country Cheviot Lamb there. He's from Llandysant in Gareth Price.
And it's always
up, and he's swapped over Gareth Price with a North Country Cheviot who breeds North Country Cheviots, lives with his wife Catherine up in Talsan on the top of Llandysant then. So
and it's always a big debate whether to go for the north or the south. It's yeah, quite a...
Yeah, it looks as if he's made his decision, and
I know the judge Alan Wyn Evans from Tywyn, I believe he keeps Dorset, maybe? I'm not sure, but he's a regular competitor in the show, but maybe not too familiar with Cheviots. Well, it's not his usual breed.
Oh, indeed, I've got it wrong. He's gone from the other end, and as I stated, then...
and I believe that's Tom Ellis from Cerrig, I believe. Cerrig Adridion, up north.
Therefore, then...
Llongyfarchiadau. A dyma ni, enillydd, llongyfarchiadau mawr.
Yeah, and it's the North Country Trivia he's gone for in the end.
Sbarth yn diwedd, mae yna ddefed yma o bob lle well llun.
Yndi, ia, pob beth achwanol yn job beirniadu bach, yndi.
Beth sy'n mor arbennig am y bryd yma?
Ia, maen nhw'n ddafad go galed, a maen nhw'n cigog, maen nhw'n corff da, a di seis o bach mewn bol gallu iwsio nhw. Oedd i ddafod y bryd bach wyth.
Mae'n llongyfarchiadau chi. Mwynhewch weddill y dydd.
Diolch iawn.
Wel, dwi wedi ymuno.
And of course, we will be back in the sheep ring tomorrow for the sheep championship. But today, the highlight of the day was in the cattle ring. As we see the limousines enter the cowshed. They won the Fitzhugh team of 5. And they have won the Dai Jones Llanilar Memorial Award. And but as Gerald alluded to earlier, there hasn't really been a dominant breed in the show this year, because yesterday it was a continental breed, the Charolais, who won the beef championship, but today it was the Aberdeens who won the Fitzhugh pairs. But of course, the Limousines, it's been quite a number of years since they won the team of 5, but they have won it today. And of course tomorrow they'll be just as exciting in the cattle ring, because we will concentrate on the dairy cattle, the Supreme Dairy Cow Championship, the dairy pairs, and of course towards the end of the afternoon we'll be looking at the dairy team of 5. Well, it's been another successful day at the Royal Welsh. It's been great to have your company, and I hope that we can have your company again tomorrow. If you are coming to visit the showground, by the way, don't forget to bring plenty of sun cream with you, because the weather tomorrow is supposed to be as it has been today, really. It's been quite warm there on the showground, and one has to admire all the work that has been put in to prepare all the livestock to be shown in the rings. We do have a highlights programme tonight, remember, and that's at 9 o'clock. But that's all from us on the English language commentary team. Till tomorrow, bye-bye.